Adia, we can start now.
All right, I'm just going to share my screen. Can you confirm if you can see it, Shagun?
Yes, Adia. Very clear.
All right, thank you. All right, so welcome to the May intake seminar. So it's May 2024 intake seminar, and thank you for joining us today. So my name is Adia Imanova, and I'm a senior education consultant and an immigration advisor at SIUK London. And today we also have a guest speaker, Carolina, who is our student ambassador. So this is just a quick overview of today's presentation. We will be talking about the May 2024 intake, including the deposit payments, application and CAS deadlines, popular courses and universities for May 2024 intake, the admissions requirements, tuition fees, accommodation, living costs, student visa application, student success story, which will be taken over by Carolina, and she will share her experience with us and how SIUK can help you. And also we will wrap it up with the Q&A session at the end of the seminar. To start with, the May 2024 intake. So if you've missed the January intake, so if you have not started in September or January, then you can start in May. And so that's the next intake, and it starts in 2 months' time. So do not worry if you miss the January intake, you can start in May. And there are different courses available, ranging from business to engineering to computer science to law and many other courses. And we will talk about them today. Regarding the application and CAS deadlines, so you would need to be aware of the application deadlines. Normally, the application deadlines would be at the end of March to apply to a May intake course. And some universities may have already closed their courses. However, most of the courses are still available and you can still apply for the May intake. And you will also need to obtain something called CAS. CAS stands for the Confirmation of Acceptance of Studies, and that's required for all international students. So the CAS deadline would be at the end of April, and it's subject to change because each university has their own CAS deadlines. But usually, if the application deadline is at the end of March, the CAS deadline would be the end of April. And you will be required to have a CAS in order to apply for a student visa. And most international students need to apply for a student visa in order to study in the UK. You will also be required to pay your deposit fee, which is part of getting your CAS. That's part of the process. So once you get your unconditional offer, then you pay your deposit fee payment. The deposit fee ranges from £2,000 to £5,000, and it's part of your tuition fees. And then you can get your CAS. Some courses are also available in April, but the application will close sooner. And some others courses are also available in June and July, depending on the course. Here are the popular courses and universities starting in May. So we have an example of Coventry University. So Coventry University has 2 campuses. The first campus is based in Coventry, that's their main campus. And then we have a Coventry University London campus. So the campus, the main one in Coventry, here are some of the courses available. So this is not an exhaustive list. So this is not all the courses, but this is just examples of the courses available starting in May. For example, we have the MSc in Civil Engineering Project Management. We have an MSc in Electrical and Electronic Civil Oil and Gas Engineering. We have an MSc in Pharmacology and Drug Discovery, Global Healthcare Management, artificial intelligence and human factors, and we also have cybersecurity, and there are many more courses available starting from May. So on the right-hand side, you can see the tuition fees. These are the approximate tuition fees for May 2024. And if you are coming from an EU country, then you may be eligible for the EU support bursary, and you will be able to pay as a home fee, as a home fee payer, so as a home student, at a discounted price. And you can see that there are some courses available in Coventry University London campus as well. There is the bachelor's degree in global business management, the MBA, Global Business, International Marketing, Global Finance, an MSc, and also an MSc in Management. So again, you can see the approximate tuition fees and the discounted price for EU students. We have Ulster University as well, which have two campuses, the one in London and the other one in Birmingham, which have a May intake as well. So here is a list of some of the courses available starting from May, such as an MSc in Computer Science with Business Development, an MSc in International Business with Data Analytics, and also for students who fall short of the entry requirements. So if you are a student who have a low grade in your bachelor's degree, but you still want to pursue your education starting from May 2024, you can start from May, but you can do the extended course. For example, one of the courses is Extended MSc International Business with Data Analytics, which is a 15-month-long course. Normally, master's courses are 12-month-long courses, but if you need this extra support and if you have a low grade from your bachelor's degree, then you can apply for the extended master's degree, which will take you longer, but you can still have a master's diploma at the end of the course. And there are some tuition fees. These are approximate tuition fees. We also have the University of Law. They have campuses in Birmingham, Leeds, London, and Manchester. And depending on the course, so you'll be studying in one of these locations. So they have the MSc in Project Management, an LLM course, Corporate Governance, and MSc in Leadership and Human Resource Management. And on the right-hand side, you can also see the tuition fees. Again, these are approximate tuition fees to study these programs. And so last but not least, these are the pathway colleges. Pathway colleges are designed for international students. So the first one is Brunel University Pathway College, and they have a foundation and pre-master's courses in different subjects. So they have a foundation in business management, information and computer science, and they have also pre-masters in business management, engineering, design, English, environmental sciences, information and computer science, and law. So the tuition fees would be about £16,650. And if you are an EU student, you would also have this reduced fee, and you may be eligible for the scholarship, and you may be paying home fees. So for the other pathway college, as we have on the right-hand side, which is Kaplan Pathway College, they also run a series of foundation and pre-master's courses, including foundation in business, law and social sciences, science and engineering, and pre-masters in business, economics and finance, law and social sciences. And upon successful completion of your course, either foundation and pre-masters, you will be able to progress to Russell Group universities, including the University of Liverpool, the University of Nottingham, etc. And for Brunel Pathway College, you'll be able to progress to Brunel University for either their undergraduate, which is a bachelor's degree, or postgraduate, which is a master's degree. Now that I have explained the popular courses and universities which are running from May intake, I will just briefly tell you more about the different study levels. So we have the International Foundation Program, which is level 3. Then we have the International Year 1, which is level 4. And we have also pre-masters, which is level 7. So the International Foundation Program, which is a level 3, is a one-year foundation course designed to prepare international students for an undergraduate entry. Then we have the International Year 1, which is a 1-year course as well, designed to prepare international students for year 2 of their bachelor's degree courses. The difference between the foundation year and the International Year 1 is the foundation year is basically, it will take you 4 years to complete your bachelor's degree with the foundation year. And the International Year 1, with the International Year 1, it will take you 3 years to complete your degree, because after the International Year 1, you will go directly to year 2, not to year 1 of your bachelor's degree. And the International Year 1 will be more competitive in terms of the places and also the entry requirements, higher entry requirements. And the International Year 1 is also more intensive. So you will study basically 2 years in one. And pre-masters is also a 1-year preparation course designed for international students for the master's degree progression. So there are some courses available from May. The main courses would be business, accounting and finance, humanities and social sciences, engineering and physical sciences, and life sciences. So you would start normally in May, about the middle of May, and you will finish your foundation or pre-masters in December, and you will be able to progress to your undergraduate if you've done your foundation year or the International Year 1, or postgraduate if you've done your pre-masters from January 2025. So you don't have to wait until September and start your foundation or pre-masters then. So what will you study is normally English, because it's designed for students whose first language is not English, and you will do some English language courses alongside other academic modules depending on the chosen course. And in terms of the admissions requirements for the foundation year, you need to successfully complete your high school, and for pre-masters you need to have your bachelor's degree, either ordinary or honors. For the undergraduate studies level 6, it's a level 6 according to RQF level, and it's a 3-year course in total. So the courses available running from May. So if you want to start in May 2024, that will be business and management, marketing, also computer science. So these are the most popular courses. So there are some courses in law, of course, and psychology. Some courses may be closed, but you can ask us if you want to apply for a certain course, and we will find it out for you. If you want to do a placement year, then your course will last 4 years in total, because a placement year is a 1-year internship which you undertake during your studies. And in terms of the entry requirements, you need to successfully complete your high school. But again, depending on the country where you finished your high school in, then we will be able to tell you if you can apply for the direct year 1 of the undergraduate study, or if you need to do your foundation or the International Year 1 program. Moving on to the postgraduate study, level 7, and a PhD level 8. So the postgraduate, as you know, it's a level 7 course, and it's a 12 months long course. The most popular courses from May 2024 would be International Business Management, MBA, Marketing, Project Management, Accounting and Finance, Computer Science, and also all types of engineering. So it's civil engineering, oil and gas, etc. There's also psychology courses available at a postgraduate level that you can start from May. And if you want to do a placement year, it will take you 2 years to complete your master's degree. And in terms of the entry requirements, you need to have a bachelor's degree for your postgraduate application. And for a PhD, you need to have your bachelor's or master's, ideally master's diploma, and also a research proposal. So you need to have a research proposal to be able to apply for a PhD. But you can start your PhD course at any time from May, or so the next intake would be May. And on the left-hand side, you can see some of the universities and the companies that they are working with. So you can do your internship in case you're interested in doing an internship. Then you can opt in for the placement year. So instead of 1 year, you can do 2 years. and you can do a placement in IBM or in NHS, Coca-Cola, etc. So to sum it up, so here are some of the university degree awards. So once you complete your foundation year, which is a 1-year program, you will have a foundation certificate at the end, which will enable you to progress to a bachelor's degree. Then you have a bachelor's degree, which is a 3-year course leading to a BA, Bachelor's of Arts, Bachelor's of Science, or Bachelor's of Engineering. And then you can also do a 4-year bachelor's degree course, which combines a master's degree. And at the end of the course, you will be awarded the Masters of Engineering or Masters of Computer Science. Then there's the master's degree. It's a standalone master's degree, so 1-year course after your bachelor's degree, leading to MA, which is Masters of Arts, Masters of Science, and Masters of Research. And there's also the PhD course, which is an entirely independent research course, and it also involves a supervisor. So it's not a taught course. So unlike all the rest of the programs, foundation, bachelor's, and master's, a PhD is a research-based program, and you will have a supervisor. So you don't have any lectures or seminars. But for the PhD, you will also need a research proposal. So how much will it cost is the usual tuition fees for foundation, bachelor's, master's, and PhD would be about 16,000 to 28,000 pounds per academic year. There are also some partial scholarships available as well. And in terms of the living expenses, so if you are staying in a student accommodation, you would normally sign a contract for either 32 weeks. There's also 42 weeks and 50 weeks, and that will cost from 6,500 to 12,000 pounds, depending on your choice of the accommodation itself. And in terms of the living expenses, to live in London, you will need to have around 12,000 pounds per academic year. That will include your accommodation and other expenses. Or if you live outside of London, you will need to have around 9,000 pounds for your living expenses. So I will move on to the next slide. So the next slide is, if you are ready to apply for your course starting in May, you will need some of the documents, and that's where we can help you with. So you will need to have your passport, your personal statement, which is one of the key components in applying to a UK university. And yeah, so in terms of the personal statement, we can help you edit your personal statement, and we will also require reference letters. So one reference letter is required for your undergraduate degree application from either an academic or an employer. So if you've just finished your high school recently, then ideally we will need an academic reference letter. However, if you've finished your high school a long time ago, then you have a study gap of a few years, then you can provide us with an employer reference letter. So it can be your manager or your supervisor. And if it's a postgraduate degree application, then we would ideally need 2 references. So ideally one academic and the other one employer. But there are some universities which would accept you with just one reference letter. We will also need a CV in case you have any study gaps. You would need a CV detailing all the education and also all the employment that you've done up to date. And usually there is no application fee in terms of applying to the university for the May intake, because all the applications are done directly to the university website. For the PhD, you would need a research proposal, or if you're applying for the Masters of Research program, you may need some written work as well. It's sort of an essay or a written assignment. But that will be mentioned by the university. So these are the core documents that you will need, but you may be required to provide some further documents upon request. So the next slide is, yeah. The next slide is the English language requirements. As you may know, if you are coming from a non-English language speaking country, you will need to prove that you know English, and you can do so by undertaking one of these tests. So you can take the IELTS. You will have to provide IELTS UKVI. There are different types of IELTS, but for the foundation year, international year 1, and pre-masters, you have to take IELTS UKVI. For any other courses, you can take IELTS UKVI, Pearson, Academic, Duolingo. Some of the universities also accept Duolingo, but again, please talk to us before booking a test, because not all universities are accepting a Duolingo test. Then there's also a password test. So some universities run their internal English language test. So in case you're interested in that kind of test, then we can ask on your behalf. And also TOEFL and other tests. So as long as you can prove that you can, you have the required English level, then that will be fine. But before taking any test, please seek advice from counselors at SIUK. And now I will briefly talk about the student visa application process. So as an immigration advisor, I will be able to help you apply for your student visa in case you need any help. But before applying, please make sure you have your unconditional offer. So unconditional offer means that you've already applied to the university, you've met your English language requirements as well as any academic requirements. So let's say if you're applying for your undergraduate degree course in the UK, you have to complete your high school and provide with the official high school diploma and transcript, and also the English language test. So it can be IELTS, UKVI. So once you've got your unconditional offer, you'll be good to pay for the deposit fee. That's part of your tuition fees to secure your place at a university. And then you can ask for the CAS, which is a confirmation of acceptance of studies. So a CAS is a digital number assigned to each international student. And with this digital number, you can then apply for your student visa. And you need to make sure that you have a sufficient amount of funds available. So now I will tell you more about how the student visa itself works itself. So a student route is a points-based system visa, type of visa, and you need to achieve 70 points in order to get it granted. So the first 50 points will be awarded for your CAS. So once you've met all your conditions of your offer, you've paid your deposit fee, then you have the first 50 points. The next 10 points will be awarded for the maintenance requirements. Maintenance requirements means that you can sustain yourself whilst living in the UK. You can prove that you have a sufficient amount of funds available through the bank statements or the student loan. You can either use your own bank statements or your parents' bank statements, but if you use your parents' bank statements, then you will have to show your birth certificate as well to prove a family relationship, and also a letter from your parents. We have all the samples, so we can share that with you once you're ready to apply. And in terms of the maintenance requirements itself, if your university is based in London, you will have to show around £12,006 if your course is more than 9 months, plus your tuition fees. So let's say your tuition fees are £20,000 and your university is based in London. So you will have to show £32,006. That's the least amount of money that you will need to show in your bank accounts or your parents' bank accounts as well, or the student loan as well, if you're relying on a student loan. If your university is based outside of London, then you would need to show at least £9,207 for maintenance requirements only. That's excluding your tuition fees. And the next 10 points will be awarded for the English language proficiency. So once you've taken your test, and if you meet the requirements, Usually for undergraduate degree courses, it's IELTS 6 with no less than 5.5 in each scale. So as long as you've met those requirements, then the next 10 points will be awarded. So once you've achieved 70 points, you will get your student visa if all the documents are correct. So the maximum time allowed for the student route visa. As you may know, there are no limits on how many postgraduate studies you can do in the UK, but you just need to explain in your personal statements why you are undertaking another postgraduate course if you've already completed your postgraduate course in the UK. And there is a 5-year limit for any undergraduate level course, with some course exceptions, including architecture, medicine, dentistry, veterinary medicine, and science, also music studies, and some law courses. And if you are over 18 years old, so the following courses, you can only study up to 2 years on the following courses, such as A-levels, foundation, the international year 1, diploma, HND, etc. So for the fees, as of today, the student visa costs £490 to apply from either within or outside the UK. And you will also be required to pay something called IHS, which stands for the Immigration Health Surcharge. And you will pay the IHS based on the duration of the course. So at the moment, it's £778 per year. But depending on the course, on the duration of the course, it will be calculated at the end of the visa form. So once you've completed your visa form and you're ready to make your payment, they will let you know how much money you will need to pay. And if you're applying from outside the UK, the earliest you can apply for your visa is 6 months before the start date of your course. And if you are using a standard service for £490, you will hear back from the UKVI regarding your decision within 3 weeks' time. And if you are based inside the UK and you are applying from inside the UK, if you are eligible, then the earliest you can apply for your student visa is 3 months before the start date of the course. And you will usually get a decision within 8 weeks. You can also use a priority visa service, and the decision will be available within 5 working days. However, it may take longer because the UKVI may request further documentation from you, so you need to allow some more time just in case. As you may have heard, from January 2024, students who will be applying for their postgraduate courses in the UK will no longer be able to bring their dependents with them on a student visa. But if you are coming here to do your PhD, a postgraduate RQF level 8, or a master's of research, which is level 7, then you can do so. But make sure that on your CAS, if you are doing a PhD, that's not a problem. But if you're doing a master's of research, you need to make sure that it states on your CAS that the course is a research-based program, even if it's a postgraduate program. And if you're bringing your dependents, make sure that you have sufficient amount of money for your dependents as well. So that's £845 times 9, if your course is more than 9 months for London, or £680 times 9 for any other location. You will also need to pay for the IHS fees for each of your dependents. So just bear that in mind. Your family member can work or study anywhere, but not as a doctor, a professional sports person, or coach. And once you've completed your course successfully, there are different routes that you can explore. So you can get a graduate visa, which is 2 years. So you can work during 2 years after your graduation, after your undergraduate or postgraduate studies, and 3 years after PhD. Or you can get a sponsorship from a company and get a skilled worker visa. Then you can also apply for a global talent visa. But that requires an endorsement from a professional body. So if you are doing a PhD, it will be easier to get an endorsement. Or you can apply for the Innovator Founder Visa. So there are many choices available in case you would like to get some experience in the UK after your graduation. So there's also an option for you. And now I will pass it on to to our student ambassador, Carolina, who will be able to share her university admissions experience with SIUK and just the student experience with you. So Carolina, all over to you.
Well, thank you, Aditya. Hello, everyone. My name is Carolina. Well, I'm from Ecuador. I was an international student doing a master's in psychology. I did it at Regents University. I just graduated this January. So now I'm in the process of applying for the graduate visa, which allows me to stay in UK for 2 years, as Aditya said. What could I tell? I did just say basically most of the things that you need, but I will highly recommend basically to have a person to guide you that which basically the services that SIUK gives you, because some of the, for example, personal statements has a structure that sometimes we think we know how to do it and we don't, and we could fail when we apply for the universities because they're very they try to see what they want to see on those personalized statements, and if we don't have the structure we could do whatever and they're gonna reject our applications. So I will highly recommend you to let you be guided on those applications, and also to have more opportunities when you take those services. For example, in my experience, I applied for 3 universities and I got offers from the 3 universities, and I still had an option to apply for another 2, but I got already 3. So I had to choose which one do I wanted, which one was the better for me. And yeah, so also it's good to be sincere with the person that is guiding you, to tell them like what you want to do in the future as well, because they will guide you and they have like these connections with the universities that to tell you like this course is best for you and this one might not be suitable for you and things like that. Because for example, in my experience, I wanted to specialize in something totally different, but they offer me to stay in UK to work here and to like do more things in here than go back home. So to do that, I won't be able to know this if I wouldn't have like this connection to say like, oh, you have this option, what do you want to do in the future, you want to stay, well, let's do this course first instead of this one that will allow you to stay, that will allow you to work in here, to find more options in here. So I think it's better if you be sincere, you're open to the person that is guiding you and to find those courses. The CVs that you have to present as well. Each country has different structures, and all of that we need to change into the country that you're gonna study on. So you have so many options in internet, but it's not the same as someone with you there, supporting you, helping you, and guiding you. They're all the time online to help you with any question, with the visa, with the IELTS, because also that's another, I think, good experience for me. I had to take the IELTS, but the exams were already like done, and I was doing my process very tidy. The option that some of the universities gives you the chance to apply to take a test to give you an unconditional offer. So not all of the university gives you these options, but some of them, if you have this connection, you will know which universities also gives you the chance to don't take the IELTS, if not to take their exams directly, to have the sufficiency on English. That it's easier it's easier than the IELTS, but it's a good option for you to have this as well on your application. So all of this knowledge, all of these situations, options, you will not know if you don't be guided by someone that knows that it's on it. So that's my experience. I had the IELTS and I had the exam from the university. So I had the two approved. I had all my university's applications approved just because I applied with SI UK. I didn't have any problem with my visa. I got my visa very easy with all my papers. I just went to present all the papers. I don't had any interview, anything, because all were clear. The answer for me was on a week. So I actually was very, very quick. I finished my master's completely right now. It was a really good experience. They were always in contact with me, seeing how I was, if I was doing great, if I was doing something, if I need something else. So I think it's good. That's my experience. I hope you could choose the best on your courses and your undergrads, postgrads. And yeah, if you have any question, well, I'm happy to answer as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Carolina. So Carolina, you started in January, right? So you've started your course in January.
Yeah,
Right.
also that, yes, I applied to start in September, but I was applying very, very like in July. So I was trying to lie myself. And with the guidance that I had, it was like, okay, no worries. You don't have to wait a year, because I was like, no, I wanted to start in September. I want to start there, because if not, I have to wait until next September. And I don't want it. That's like lots of time. So they were like, okay, no worries. Like we could start in January. And they look the courses that starts in January for me. I didn't have to look. They came to me and said, like, these are all the options for January. Don't worry, we have the time to take you in January. So let's do. So I start in January. Yes.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, Carolina. Yes, so for Carolina, so she started in January, and which is a good indicator, saying that you don't have to wait for the following September to start your course. So the next intake is May 2024, and you can start your course in May and not wait until September, and finish your course early as well. So once you start in May, usually you would finish your course in about December. So the same year. Thanks again, Carolina. And now I will be moving on to the next slide. There's some, if you can wait. Right. So as discussed, if you would like to start your application with SI UK, so SI UK, we are the university specialists. So we are the largest education consultancy across the globe. So we have 92 offices around the world, with an office in London as well. So we have one office in London. In case you would like to see us, you can always pop in and say hi, or we can arrange a counseling session for you, either online or in our office in London. And we provide an expert advice on university admissions. So we have a positive relationship with more than 100 universities across the UK and the Republic of Ireland. And we provide a free and impartial advice to all international students. There are some additional services available as well. And so we basically help you from start to end. So from the date of your inquiry to your successful enrollment. And so we have different services available. So one of the most popular service is called Premium Service, where we help students advising on choosing suitable universities and courses. Then the next step is to apply for up to 5 different universities. and then we edit your personal statements, reference letters, CV, and other documents if needed. Then we make sure that the application is submitted, tracked, and managed, and that you get a guaranteed offer. So you will get a guaranteed offer with us. And if you have more questions, we'll now start the Q&A session. So I'll be happily taking your questions now, and you can take a picture of this slide as well, because it has our email address. So in case you have more questions later on, you can always email us at info@studying-uk.com, or also give us a call to this number on the screen. And yes, so we will also circulate the presentation to all of you who attended today to your email addresses later on today as well. And yes, so if you have any questions, just put them in the chat box and I will be able to answer them now. Thank you so much again for attending this seminar, and I will now be taking your questions. I will stop sharing the screen. So let's see if you have any questions. So feel free to put them in the chat box, please.
I'm having a question.
Hi, Majula. Hi,
Hi,
how
how
are you? Good, good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine too.
Great. So if you can put your question in the chat box, or you can also ask me if you want, either ask me
yeah.
or put it in the chat box.
Okay, no problem. I will do that.
Okay, thank you. Yes, so the rest of you who are attending today, if you can ask any questions, you can ask any questions in the chat box. And I will be able to answer your questions. I'm just going to wait for a couple of more minutes.
Hi.
Hi, Majula. So I can see there's Ali, and then there's also Yanis. So if you had any questions, could you please put them in the chat box? All right, so we have a question. Could you please tell us more about personal statement support from SA UK? Absolutely. So depending on the service that you are using, so we have different services available. We have a free service. And if you want to use our free service, if you're an international student as well, then you can do so, and we help you with your personal statements. So you would need to provide us with a personal statement, and we can edit your personal statement as well. We also have other services, for example, premium service, as I've just told you about, and it's one of the most popular services at SA UK. So because it guarantees an offer, so we basically help you with editing your personal statements. So you don't need to send us your personal statements, and it will be based on the questionnaire that we will be sending out to students. I hope that answers your question. I think that's Ali Arshad. We have a question from Ali Arshad. Yeah, so you have a master's degree in education. I think you wanted to ask me the question about your master's degree. Okay, so Yanis, you have a baccalaureate, technical baccalaureate. From which country, Yanis? If you can clarify which country you've done your baccalaureate diploma in. Cameroon. Okay, so we have consultants who speak different languages. So it's a multinational team that we have at SIUK. And we will be able to help you answer if you can be accepted, because it all depends on the grade that you receive. And if you can contact us, so we will be in touch anyway after the seminar. So if you can email us, you can email us at info@studying-uk.com, and then we will be able to put you to the relevant consultant, and who can also tell you more about the admission processes for students from Cameroon. But yes, so if you have done your high school and you got your baccalaureate diploma, you should be able to either progress for a bachelor's degree course, and if not, then you can apply for the foundation or the international year one. So you can start soon, basically in April or May, in June as well, all depending on your IELTS score, and also on your academic, on the academic requirements from universities. So we have a question from Ali. I have completed electrical engineering diploma from Pakistan. Yeah, so if it's just a diploma, you need to make sure that it's either if it's a high school, then you can progress to your undergraduate degree or post undergraduate degree. If it's an undergraduate degree, so if you've done your electrical engineering diploma at an undergraduate level, then we can see the options for your postgraduate course in the UK. Yeah, so any other questions from anyone else? Would you like, so if you would like to start from May, so the course starts in, the courses, there are many courses, start in 2 months' time. So you would need to apply as soon as possible, because the main deadline would be by the end of March, but obviously some universities may be closing their deadlines earlier. So in case you want to start in May 2024, I would advise you to apply anytime this week, next week as well, and so that you can get your offer as well, because normally once you apply, it takes around 3 to 4 weeks for the universities to get back to you on your offer, on your application. And sometimes if they need more documents from you, it may delay the process. So it's best to apply early to avoid any disappointments. And then once you've got your unconditional offer, then you can apply for the CAS and your visa. But because we are already in March, I would advise you to apply as soon as possible. Okay, so we have another question is, what is the quickest way for me to discuss with an SIUK consultant about my application? So as I said, we'll be in touch after the presentation today. We'll be in touch with you, and our consultants will also be following up with the students who have registered for the May intake seminar. So you will get an email from SIUK team. So I would advise you to keep an eye out on your inbox, and then reply to our SIUK team if you want to get the process going, then that's the way forward, basically. Or in case it went to your spam folder and you still want to reach out to us, then I would advise you to email us at info@studying-uk.com in case any technical issue happens. But normally SIUK team will reach out to you first, so you can discuss your university application with us. And yes, and then we can talk about your case in particular in the first counseling session. And then we will tell you which documents are required for you, because you may be applying for a PhD or master's research or just master's. You may need more documents. So we will tell you which documents you will need to have to apply for your to a university in the UK, and also get an offer. And we will also be able to advise you on the suitable courses and universities starting in May. Okay, so yes, so the other question is about any other upcoming events. Yes, so I did not mention that we have an upcoming event on the 21st of March. That's a postgraduate open day. And it will we will have a few universities in attendance, including City University and other universities as well. And you will be able to talk to each of these universities in person via Zoom. So it will be online. It will be an online webinar with universities in the UK, but you will be able to talk to them one-to-one. And that will be a good opportunity for you, because they will also talk about their May intake courses that they have. And it's for postgraduate studies as well. So that will be on the 21st of March. So that's our next event. And we have a question from one of the students is, I did my certificate in general nurse attendant course in Gambia. Okay, so it's Fatoumata. If you can explain which course you would like to apply for. So you've done your certificate in general nurse attendance course. So you would need to let us know which course you would like to apply for, so we can tell you if you are eligible. You will also need to take an English language test. So Fatoumata, if you can let us know in the chat box which course you would like to apply for. And we will also be able to let you know later which courses are available running from May. Because if you want to do nursing, then the courses are most likely closed for nursing, but you can do a preparation course for nursing, or you can do any other course. So the most popular courses, I would say, would be business management, international marketing, MBA, computer science as well, engineering, and any other other courses as well. Yes, so Shagun, thank you for sending the a link for the open day. So again, we will have the postgraduate open day on the 21st of March. You will be able to register through the link my colleague Shagun posted in the chat box. So guys, do you have any other questions? Okay, we have one. All right, so we have a question from Celia asking for the interior design course in London. Okay, that's fine. So I'm not too sure if interior design is available, but we can double check with you. So if you can email us at info@studying-uk.com. I will also put that in the chat box. Okay, Cecilia, I'll just put it in the chat box. Second. Yes, so if you can email us at info@studying-uk.com with your query. So for interior design, I will need to double check if we have any courses available from May. And we also need to check your qualifications to see if you're eligible for the bachelor's degree or master's degree entry. In terms of documents, make sure that you take your IELTS test or any other equivalent test. And make sure that you have all the documents ready, such as your qualifications, CV, if you had any gap, study gap, references as well, that will be required. And for some courses, if you are doing an interior design or architecture, then you will need a portfolio as well. So I will put the email again for all the students so you can see. It's info@studying-uk.com. Okay, so that's the email. You can make a note of it. And I believe there are no more questions for today. So I'll wrap it up. Thank you so much, everyone, again, for attending the May intake seminar. We will circulate the presentation today as well with all of you, so you have some information. If you would like to proceed with your university application starting in May, please get back to us and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you again. Thank you. Bye-bye,
you.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Adia.
Thanks. Bye-bye.